What's up, everybody? It's Keef from KeefKeys.com. I'm back with another episode of Behind the Mix. And on today, I have with us a Grammy-nominated producer. He's a singer. He's a songwriter. He's an engineer. He's worked with a bunch of people like will.i.am, Beyonce, Drake. And I would like to introduce to y'all none other than Rey Reel.
Man, what's going on? How y'all living out there?
Yeah. What's up, bro? So,
what's the deal?
First of all, thank you for being on this interview. I'm just going to ask a few questions, hopefully that we can get some info out of you that will help the community at large for us in the music world to be more successful. So before we get started, can you tell us a little bit about who you are from your perspective for the people who don't know who you are?
So my name is Rey Reel, Raymond Martin, if we want to talk government. I'm a producer, songwriter, engineer, actor, a person of many talents and trades. I was born in Sacramento. I was moved to the IE, Inland Empire, for those who don't know. I produced records from the jump start, Teach Me How to Jerk back in the day with my guys, The Push, who are now known as Audio Push, and produced some great records with my boy Hit Boy, who I also have known since I was a child, since about 12 years old. So now I'm out here doing my own thing and trying to make a name for myself, pretty much.
All right, cool. So how growing up, how did you actually get to the place to where you could put yourself around some of these major artists and work with the clientele that you've worked with? Because there's a lot of like producers out here and a lot of songwriters, a lot of engineers. They're doing their own thing. They're putting in all the work. They're putting in all the time. They're making sure everything online is good. They're going to networking events. They're trying to rub elbows with the right people. So how did you actually get yourself from, just being a producer, just being an engineer on the level that you were, to putting yourself at the table with a lot of these big artists?
It's the way I did it is difficult. It's a lot of politicking that you have to do. It's not easy. You have to be at certain places at the right time, not like it's scheduled out, but just kind of like when people just say you got to be around. Like I always used to be like, how you know this person, how you know that person, to my other friends, and they just be like, you just be around. And the industry that we're in, it's so free and so random. And when I say free, it's we go at our own pace, we go at our own time and do as we please. And when I say random, I mean literally random. Like I've been to places where I've hung out with some of my friends. They'd be like, "Yeah, I got my boy coming over." And I'm like, "Okay, cool." His boy ended up being Kyle Massey or some Drake, or just somebody from a TV show or from a movie or somebody else that doing music. And we'll just end up having a casual conversation and just connecting and kind of being like, what's going on, what you got going on. And it's easier to, excuse my French, with the people who are on the come up, because they're going to be more likely to kind of invite you into their world for you to be able to work with them, because you're coming up, they're coming up, you guys are helping each other. So it's more easy that way. So that thing, I think, that part I think is super dope. And for me personally, coming up with different people, it was just my music. My music spoke levels. At the time, I had a different kind of platform than we have now, which is MySpace, and my MySpace platform was very useful and big to me. That's fine. My MySpace was very big and useful for me to use, and I would meet different artists on there, different actors, all kind of different people. It was super cool. Like, so we connected on that. So, but I would say nowadays, it's just DM people, see what's up, see who's doing what, see who's out there, and that kind of stuff. And, just talk it over.
Wow. So, all right. So you just jumped through two more questions that I was about to say. One of the questions was, so you really do believe that it's about really who you know, not just about what you do.
Your talent speaks different levels. As I said before, But for me, there's nice people and there's mean people. You can't be mean and be talented. You know, people ain't gonna really adapt to that. You know, your talent speaks only to certain limits. But you know, there's a whole bunch of people who aren't maybe as talented as the next person, and they get in certain rooms where the other person won't get in those rooms. And just because of their vibe, their energy is very positive and stuff. And I can attest to that because I was at one point one of those. Now, I wouldn't say negative energies, but things weren't going too right in my life, so I didn't want to really be around people. But I wanted to work, and it was a contradiction. Um, of what I wanted to do with my career. So I had to fall back, kind of look, and then be like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is how I'm going to have to come at people. If I'm having a bad day, I can't project that on somebody else when they're in the vibe making music or doing anything else.
Right. So, okay, and then the other portion of what you were talking about was that you said back then, like your platform was like MySpace. Um,
Yeah,
for the young people who really probably don't even know probably what
who don't know.
MySpace is now, you know. And it's funny that you said that because now we have the platforms Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat to a certain degree. I mean with this, but YouTube. Um, and like the other week when Facebook and Instagram actually went down, you know, and
Yeah,
I was laughing and I was happy because I was like, I wonder how many people solely, you know, depended on just that and feel like they're actually doing business. Not saying that they're not doing business, but heavily relying on just one platform alone is a
yeah,
gamble, especially when you don't run it, you don't own it, you can't, you know, take from it. You can only use it when it's available to you. So, being that that is now, how do you see like the technology nowadays playing a part, like with the way we connect with other artists and producers versus like how you did back then, like MySpace, like if I remember, it was so far back, like you could connect with people, but really a lot of people like found you out, almost like Instagram in a sense. Like Instagram, of course, you could slide in somebody's DM or talk over a post, but it's really about them like peeping what you got going on, or just, you know,
yeah.
browsing through your profile, just seeing, really trying to jump into your world. So now, like, what advice do you give to those who just trying to use Instagram or just trying to use Facebook to push their business and to connect with more people like you did with MySpace?
Okay, so for me, MySpace was like the only platform. We didn't have Snapchat or anything, as you know. So like you only could go to one place to connect with somebody. Nowadays, you got Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn. But I know it's got to be some more. I mean, there's all types of different apps that we can go to and stuff now. So it's now this is where it kind of the role is really reversed. Now it comes to showcasing your talent and what it is, which is like really funny because back then it was more so who you know, and today is more so who you know. But now if you're going to reach out to somebody, you're unfortunately some people be like, oh, you got to be popping or you got to be this. But if you have great content that somebody can see and it's structured right and they like it, then they're going to look back and be like, you know what, let me DM this person back. I think they're very talented, yada yada yada, and so on and so forth. If I DM someone and I say, yo, I want to get on your project, I got some beats here, et cetera, and then they look and it ain't up to par, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna do me any justice for them to want to come to fuck with me. It's gonna be more of the like, nah, I'm good kind of situation. And then where the politics plays in, it's like after you connect those dots, then you have to like rub the elbows even harder. You know what I'm saying? It's more about keeping the relationship, maintaining that, opposed to getting to the person.
Right.
Because back then it was more open to say like, yo, I got a cousin or I got a homie or I got a this person who does this, and you couldn't go on MySpace and see exactly what it is that they do like that because it wasn't broadcasted as well as it is now. So it's like, okay, cool. Let me see what they got, and I'll think about it. That's more how the approach is now, and that's just being honest. I get that all the time.
So you said a good word when you were talking. You said the word content, and
Hmm.
personally, I feel like nowadays, like with the group of artists and and a lot of producers, they don't quite understand the word content in the sense of like
Correct.
you actually having something complete, valuable and worth somebody listening to, watching, whatever it is, or looking at. So how
Yeah.
you think that content plays like a major part with the music nowadays? Because sometimes, no lie, like a lot of the music we hear is watered down. It's very simple. The beats are very basic. It's very few instruments. It's very few lines. It's very few choice of words, even in the lyrics. So how do you feel that like artists and producers now can I guess bring more value to their music or their content, because nowadays it seems as if we're going the opposite way. Like less is more. Like even
Yeah.
less talent. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like even less talent
Yeah.
is more. You know. So how do you feel like artists and producers can make themselves more valuable? Like brand themselves. Do you think like branding has a lot to do with this, or do you think it's more so like a personal relationship?
So for me, everything. Sorry. For me, everything has to be everything has to be a brand now. This goes for any artist. So once you decide, hey, today I'm an artist, you are no longer um just an artist. You have to look at yourself as a brand and as a business, because other businesses only want to fuck with other businesses. So if you're a brand and I'm a brand and we hold value, then we want to fuck with each other and find a third party to come with us in a fourth and then fifth, just to make sure that our quality stays up and our value keeps going higher and higher and higher. If me and you are doing, dope work together, and then we combine and get with Puma, and then Puma takes us over to North Face, and North Face takes us up, then that's adding value. They're gonna be like, oh my God, them dudes is worth something now. You know what I'm saying? Um, I'm not a fan of the whole simple is more nowadays. I think a lot of people, not everyone, let me reword that. I think a lot of people have become very lazy in their creative process. And I'm one of those, like, I'm used to Timberland, like back to what we used to listen to is Timberland would drop like a dope beat and had like 8 or 9 changes, and we'd be like, damn, bring that back. But the reason he brought it back is because it's eye candy. You know what I'm saying? It's ear candy. It's only supposed to be every now and then. It's supposed to make you want more, keep you tuned in there. So you would look forward to the next track. You would look forward to the next track, and then so on and so forth. Um, I've tried to get my production to be. It doesn't seem to fly with too people. They're like, I just like it regular and basic, and that's the key word right there. Is basic. Everything becomes basic. So within doing things basic, even branding becomes basic. As a producer, as an engineer, as a um, anything other than an artist, like, you can now be the face of other things because of the platforms that we have, like Instagram. I just remember being like, so coming up, like, dang, the artists get free everything. They get all that. Producers and writers and label mates and all that they don't, like, I mean, label workers and stuff, they don't get anything. Now it's like, if I have followers, I might have more than what the artist has, and the artist might have 1.5 followers, but their engagement isn't up to par, and I might only have 12,000 followers or 8,000 followers, but my engagement matches up to my numbers. So then they're like, well, we're gonna go with this person and this person over this person. I had this is my third Instagram now. My first one I had about 65 to 70,000. My ex girlfriend deleted it, couldn't get it back. Then
Yeah.
I had another one that was like 30, and then now I'm working this one up. The one that I had 30 got reported. First got stolen, then reported, and then deleted. And I was like, okay, this is how we doing it. And then now I made a new one, but it hasn't, because I'm older. It hasn't become as important to me. But now I'm starting to get back on it again because I see, like, I did, like, think if I had those 60K back in 2013, now I'd probably be at like two something. You know what I'm saying? And that's just being honest. So then I could be doing deals and different kind of things, and not just, those Instagram platforms, Snapchat, all of Facebook, everything, they help add value and money to your brand, So
So you're saying something good that maybe a lot of people haven't heard verbatim, like streamlined the way you just put it. So are a lot of like uh like playmakers in the industry, they're looking at your social media
yeah,
and they're
correct.
considering your following, like they're really considering your following regarding
Yeah.
any type deals, not talking about like signed to this label or whatever like that, but they're really looking at it like, oh, maybe we shouldn't bang with this person or not.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. Okay, so
And
for,
that sucks. the way the
yeah,
way it sounds now, I think about it, it
you,
sucks, but
you,
it's true.
you know what? It really does, because from like a business standpoint, everybody always teaches like how social media is a tool, in which it is. It's a tool, but we didn't know how much that tool is being considered by others. Of course, we know that if we look like we got 3.5 million followers, we're going to look like somebody. We're going to get more attention. A lot of people are going to actually notice us, but not in the sense of like, nah, like literally your following may play an important role inside that deal that you're currently working on. You know,
Yeah, correct. Correct.
that's actually crazy to hear, because sometimes we still think like social media is the in some business sense like addition to our business, in some sense. And now what you're saying is like it's really highly considered.
Well, I think it's the focal point of a lot of people's, a lot of young, a lot of the youth's career. I have a friend who has a daughter. Her daughter is about 13, 14. She got about 3 million followers. Her daughter, I mean, not to be putting them out, I mean, it's out there, but not to add on, but they round out to about 30 to 40 thousand dollars. She makes about 30 to 40 thousand dollars a month. That's her college right there. You know what I'm saying? That's like for a whole year, add that up. And she's been making that for 2 years. And she only 14. Yeah, 13, 14. So she had the Instagram since she was, I think probably like 6 or 7 since I've known her. And it's just been going up and going up. And that's crazy because that's so many people's income right now. But I always wonder, excuse me, what the fuck would happen if all this shit, if somebody said Instagram and deleted the whole, like, what would happen to so many people? Do you like that would just people would go nuts because there's so many people using that platform for great income and just to broaden their brands and connect with people all over the world. It's limitless, So
Wow, that's crazy. So let me ask you this. Earlier in the when you got on, you had said now you're doing your own thing. What type of music are you working on? Who are you working with now? What projects do you have in line for the future? Like what are you doing? Like what does your day-to-day look like in the music world right now?
so right now I had to pull back and ask myself, what is it that I want to do that I have not done yet? And that's break an artist. I've never broken an artist. And that's one of the major things you want to do as a producer is break an artist. Like you, no, if you break an artist, that's like, that's some Timberland, Missy, Pharrell, Clips, like type shit. Like people recognize you for that. Like, yeah, I have a record with Beyonce, Drake, Mariah Carey, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's cool. But what about breaking your own artist, putting your own artist at the top? So I've been working with artists like Soraya, super talented. She's on the TV show Empire. I met her through a friend, connected me with her management. Her management super dope, brought me over. Instantly we kicked it off. Good, good work. I think we did like 8 or 9 songs within like a week or something. Like we just did something just crazy, just within the little bit of time that we had. We only had about 3 or 4 hours each session. It wasn't like 8 to 10 hours that we were in the studio. And she works hard. She gets in, she gets it. She gives us concepts, whatever it is that she wants to do, and we execute all of us together as a unit. There's another group, Sorati, who is now signed with um, a certain company. I can't say that. I thought about that. My bad. But I've been working with them, and they're about to release their first single, which is "Loyal" that I produced, and we have another single that's going to be released called "Sway," and it's supposed to be on a movie which is coming out. And speaking of movies, I've been doing the scoring tip right now, so that's pretty much where my lane's been. I've been working with other artists, but I don't want to drop hints on what they're doing for the simple fact that those aren't always stable as these new relationships that I've been building, and I have plenty of new music. Like, this is gonna be a good year. Oh, and I have my artist Latham Bowman. How could I sit there and forget? Like, his music is about to drop on Friday. Like, I'm excited to shit. I'm featuring on it as a rapper. Don't laugh at that. That's terrible. And yeah, like, that's gonna be super fucking dope. Like, that's gonna be the shit. Like, I'm excited for him coming out of Tampa Bay, Florida, and he about to come do his thing. Like, it's gonna be super, super stupid.
So that's what's up to hear. So you said a lot, and I don't want to allude to the fact myself, because you said this like over and over again. But
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you were to be like when it's all said and done, and your catalog is extensive as it can be, and you did all the music you could possibly do, what do you want to be known for in the music world?
Ooh, just I don't know. Okay, put it like this: never giving up, never giving up. Like, just being a hard worker. You hear that about a lot of people. You hear that about a lot of artists. They're very, very, very hard working, very hard working. And sometimes I can be lazy, and that's just being honest. You get comfortable, you get lazy. You get depressed, you get lazy. You get distracted, you get lazy. Lazy is one thing that takes over everything. And there's a couple times that I've wanted to quit, but I just want to be known for somebody to be like, to bring up my name and say, yo, other than him being so talented as a person, as a human being, he's super genuine, super dope. He cares about the people that he's working with. And that kind of thing is like, when you hear about Quincy Jones, you just hear all these extraordinary, amazing things about him, and none of them are false. At least not to my knowledge. Let's just be honest. You know what I'm saying? I met him, super dope, super humble person, and all the shit that he's done. Come on.
Man, that's dope. So, man, listen, I appreciate you for coming on. If people were looking for you, where would they go to find you?
So y'all can go to my Twitter. It's at Rey Reel, ReyReel. Instagram also is at Rey Reel, ReyReel. And my Facebook is ReyReel music. So it's facebook.com/Rey Reel music. If I'm not tripping, I think I'm about to get that changed, which would just be straight Rey Reel, and everything else is ReyReel, just Rey Reel all through.
All right, cool. So, and I'm gonna make sure I put that in the description below. Everybody, if you're trying to find Rey Reel, go check him out. You see what he's working on. You see the type of knowledge that he can bring. Any last words,
Man,
bro?
thank you. Man, just everybody stay positive in this world. We're going through a lot of shit right now, and the only way to break out of it is just to stay positive. You know what I'm saying? Don't get beside yourself. Don't get internally emotionally fucked up in yourself. Just take a few breathers. If you got to take time out from your day to do your thing, if you got to take time away from your career and then revisit it, there's nothing wrong with that. You got a lot of life to live. So just stay straight in this world that's going on, with everything that's going on right now.
All right, y'all. Once again, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Behind the Mix, and we'll catch y'all later. One.